Personal protection. Shooting while in bed.
Hi, we're out on the range today, so please bear with gunfire you hear in the background. Recently a viewer contacted me inquiring about a particular aspect of home defense, and that is if you had to shoot while you were in bed, especially if you had your gun under the sheets and blankets with you. Now that is a very interesting topic, and I could go on about it ad nauseum, but I'm going to try to condense it to just a few minutes and hit a few of the high points. One of those being, if you had to shoot through the sheets and blankets, would they stop your bullet? Or if not, would they retard that bullet's progress to the point that it would be ineffective? Let's see if we can test that. Now, most of you have seen the high-tech fleece bullet stop, and you've seen it stop a lot of bullets. But for those of you who haven't, we'll do a demonstration. I've got our favorite target soda jugs, and I've got my
shoot through what? Wait, what is he talking about? Shooting through the blankets or shooting through the upper mattress? Shooting through the blankets.
A 92
that
FS,
wouldn't do shit.
And I have it loaded with Remington green and white box 9x19 115 grain jacketed hollow point. Normally I shoot from 7 yards, but since we're talking about home defense, I'll shoot from 4 yards today, and we'll see if the fleece can stop the bullet after it goes through the intended target. I know what some of you are thinking, but there's a punchline here, so
I'm thinking, who the fuck sleeps with this layer of fucking blankets? This is so fucking packed. What the fuck?
bear with me for a minute. Well, our bullet went through both soda jugs, and it was stopped by the first layer of fleece. It didn't even make a hole in the fleece. It had almost no energy left after going through the intended target. Let me show you a close-up of this projectile. And there's your projectile, and that's pretty good expansion. And here's the punchline. The fleece bullet stop is really good at stopping bullets after they've gone through the intended target. What if you had to shoot through the sheets and blankets before the intended target? Well, now I've got my baby Browning, and I have it loaded with Hornady Custom 25 ACP 35 grain jacketed hollow point. And if this much material won't stop a 25, then whatever you have on your bed probably won't stop whatever you're shooting. So we know that your bullets can go through quite a few layers of blankets, but what about deflection? A bullet can be deflected by hitting almost anything. The degree of deflection will depend on the bullet and what it hit. But at home defense distances, is your bullet going to be deflected enough that you may miss the intended target? Let's see if we can put that to the test. Now we've got our silhouette set up with a glow shot center, and I know that in my houses the typical distance between where I'm sleeping and the bedroom door is about 10 feet. So 10 feet from the target, we have our 30 layers of fleece set up. And I'm going to shoot this with my Beretta 92 FS. Now this comes with a couple of caveats. One being that I can't see the glow shot center shooting through the fleece. I have to estimate where it is by looking at the top of the target. Also, I want to spread the shots out a little so they don't all go through the same hole. But let's see how we do. Let's take a look at the target.
Does it sleep with
I
a
fired 6
levitating
shots,
blanket?
and there's 5 on the target center and 1's off by just a little bit. Now, granted, I couldn't actually see the target center, and I was trying to spread them out a little, but not this much. There is some deflection going on there, but I don't see any evidence of tumbling. These are all straight-on bullet holes.
I don't.
So is there going to be deflection? Yes. Enough to make you miss the intended target? Probably not.
Or it's just
Now, there's
aim.
a few other concerns about shooting from in bed that I want to bring up. First is if you're shooting from under the blankets, a firearms-mounted flashlight isn't going to do you much good. And side note, I think a firearms-mounted flashlight should be in addition to a handheld, not instead of. There's always times you want to point your flashlight at something that you don't want to point your pistol at. And if you're going to have a handheld, it has to be handy. Some people will take a really small flashlight like this and put it around their neck. I wouldn't get a good night's sleep doing that, but that's an option open to some people. Another thing is, if you're going to shoot an auto-loading pistol from under the blankets, can you hit what you're shooting at, and is it going to cause a malfunction? Let's put that to the test.
I would never have a gun in bed. What the fuck? Even if you're woken up by someone barging into your room, what's to prevent you from fucking shooting your own leg in the fucking drowsiness of heavy sleep?
So far our 1911's not off to a good start. Let's try some more.
I would not have a gun, period, though. It's high noon. Somewhere
and
in the
another
world.
malfunction. Not to mention, clearing malfunctions when you're lying in this position isn't the easiest thing. Also, if I were going to keep a single action autoloader in bed with me, I probably would not want to keep it in condition 1. Let's try a different gun.
The hell is condition 1? Ready to
92FS
shoot.
isn't doing too well either. In
Think
fact,
I'll wear
it's
some Americans
caught up in
around.
the blankets. It's difficult for me to get it out of there to even clear the malfunction. So auto-loading pistol, shooting from under the covers, probably not a good idea. Let's try something else. Let's try a couple more handguns. Well, there's a malfunction. Our Taurus Judge revolver malfunctioned, but it wasn't because of the bed, it's just because it malfunctioned. Let's try one more handgun. So when it comes to shooting from under the covers, it looks like a Smith & Wesson Model 15 revolver is the one you can count on. Now let me show you one more gun. I took a look at that Judge revolver, and the reason it malfunctioned was because some 410 ammunition doesn't fit the cylinder very well, and as it tried to rotate, it just jammed. Also, did you notice that 4-pellet buckshot only made a pattern about so big on the target? Some people will say that the Taurus Judge is a good home defense gun because the pattern spread will enhance your hit probability. That didn't really hold true here. But let me show you one more gun.
Dear Mr. Forsen, are you trying to cosplay as Santa? Because it's working, smiley face. The gift I want for Christmas is the now $345 I have donated to you.
Yeah, I would have to probably color my beard first for that cosplay. And also, what hairstyle does Santa have? Isn't he like bald? I don't even know what hairstyle he has. Oh yeah, he has on the sides like this.
Another Delta P incident. Monkeys.
Delta P. Milk Donut says Forsen H. Nice. Value town right there.